presenter this morning is Rina, who is a member of Mastery Circle. She's a peaceful activist born in Jerusalem, a spiritual mentor and an intimacy coach, and a death midwife who aims to celebrate the magic of each moment.
That's good. That says it all.
Okay, and with that, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Since we're recording, it might be worth reminding everybody to mute themselves, because I see a bunch of people are not yet muted.
Yes, please. Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Well, so today I wish to speak to you about the 8 ways to shine bright despite the dark. It's kind of riffing on the theme of Hanukkah, 8 days of Hanukkah. So, here's Mary Grace. She joined us. I noticed that, yes, when we go anywhere now, we hear holiday music, we see the bright lights around homes that help to bring cheer to the night. There's all this busyness with gifts and making lists and inviting friends, and there's all of that, and at the same time, I noticed that for the past few years, we've been living under constant sense of threat. The threat to a democracy. There's a lot of global and social and economic insecurity that have been weighing on my heart, and that's what I call the dark. Kind of the dark clouds that are present when we go outside and see, the homeless, the houseless, and other things. So I was wondering at this time, as we are preparing for this, to celebrate the holiday and to access joy and lightness of being, let's just acknowledge what has been elements of the dark. And what is on your mind? Maybe we can write in a chat, like something like that are maybe heavy on your heart these days. Like, is it global warming? Is it the stock market? Is the collapse of the crypto? Like, part of being in the light is acknowledging also what has been dragging us down, and so let's call it by name. Yes, I see. The threat to our democracy, very much so. Yes. I know that I've been really, really worried about the civil war that has been, people have been talking about. Okay, let me see what else we have here. The commercialism of the holiday is bothersome. Okay, that's the Palestine and Israel. The situation is wars, and I must also admit, the increase of violence, the fact that there's so much weapons, has been giving me a sense of threat, and it's affecting our nervous system. So I would love to really address today, how can we calm our overstressed nervous system? That's really what we're going to look at today. And I will start with a short story about the mini panic attack that changed my life. So, if you will, just imagine a cloudy September day. The year is 1981. I'm 18, self-assured young lady who just married her American boyfriend, was 6 years my senior, and my parents were totally against it. So here I am, walking toward the Tel Aviv International Airport with one huge duffel bag, carrying all my precious belongings that I could fit in. And behind me, my worried father and tearful mother and my siblings are walking around and about to say goodbye to me as I'm starting my new life in America. So I was feeling on top of the world. I was about to have the honeymoon in London, and I'm about to see the world that I only saw on TV screens and movie theaters. I've never been outside of my country. I've never been on an airplane. So here I'm climbing up the stairs, like feeling the world is my oyster. I'm walking in, and when I'm experiencing the 747, this massive metal, heavy machine that's supposed to fly up in the air, I just like, I panicked. I couldn't believe that this thing will take off. Like, I always thought of myself as a smart woman who can figure things out, but all the math in the world and all the physics I knew didn't add up. I just couldn't calm myself down. Like, I figured this thing will not be able to take off with all the people inside. In fact, my heart was beating. I was, beginning to sweat, and I was sure that I'm going to die on this flight. That something terrible will happen. I was kind of looking at the guy, at my new husband. Just saying the word husband made me anxious and nauseous. And, he seemed to be oblivious to my stress. And I, kind of my panic increased, like, how well do I know him? Can I really trust him? Here he is speaking. He hardly spoke Hebrew. I spoke a little bit of English that I knew in school. We really did not know each other. And here I am with this person. It's like I just felt my throat being restricted. And then I realized, aha, I can actually escape. The door behind me is still open. So I was actually like working on opening the seatbelt, trying to figure out the seatbelt, which I've never seen before, figuring I can still run and catch my family and everything will be just normal again. But then the bolt of the sound of the door closing behind me was just so scary, like somebody vacuumed all the air out of my lungs, and I realized this door is determining my destiny for the rest of my life. Here I am stuck, and just the metallic taste of fear was just like filling my constricted throat. I couldn't speak. I could hardly breathe. So I just closed my eyes and prayed for a way to be. Like, how can I be in this moment? I closed my eyes for a long time. What was present for me was just darkness, just darkness. And suddenly an image of an eye appeared on my, kind of floating over my right shoulder. And that eye spoke to me. The eye said, look around. Look all around you. Pay attention. One day, you will tell a story about this moment. it's just knowing that, just I found myself taking a deep sigh. And this I continued and said, I said, in fact, all of life is made out of little stories. And those can be very valuable stories. The main thing is to know how to tell them. What are you talking? What are you going to talk about? How are you going to draw? This is my assessment after I heard those words. The point is, having this imaginary eye that I came up with followed me for years to come. Every time I faced a situation that was scary, confusing, overwhelming, it helped me to put things in perspective. It helped me to, kind of like see what's the lesson here. And so this is kind of the experience that I notice how I can be under deep stress, but there's a certain wisdom within if I can just calm enough and be still enough to access. So I was wondering if, based on the story I just told you, what qualities have you noticed that I brought forth that helped me to deal with the situation? Anybody can. You can either speak or you can write in the chat, like, what do you believe I applied that helped me be with it?
The first thing I heard was that you prayed, you asked for some help or guidance. It's the first thing I heard.
You're right. Yes, that, and later on, I really learned how important it is when we are discombobulated and there's a sense of we don't know what our ground is, to really call for some centering. Yeah. Yes. You're right.
Surrender. There was
What is? Yes, surrender. Beautiful.
And the idea that this feeling is temporary. The I telling you one day you will talk about this, showing you this will pass.
You're right. Yes, it gave me perspective. Yes, and it was, yes, I'm not stuck. It helped me to get unstuck.
You become the storyteller.
Yes.
Or the observer instead of the object of the story.
Exactly. Yes.
Beautiful. I heard your openness and your curiosity, Rina, which is how I experience you. You stayed curious to what the eye on your shoulder, the recognition that you were not alone.
Yes. Okay, and last one, any other comment here, Eugenia?
I was thinking that the connection that you felt when you let go, the I is recognizing that there is a litany, a story, and another story. This is a story of a series of stories. The connection.
Connection. Yes. So I thank you for all of that. Thank you for helping me recap it. And I recognize that the three main qualities that helped me a lot at that time and since then is the idea of the importance of connection, kind of to find some kind of a grounding, and activating curiosity. And because I knew that the way my state of mind at that time, I was just stuck. I was just in a black box. I could not see beyond it. But just activating curiosity is like carving a window in the ark. Actually, that's the mystical window that Noah, the story of Noah and the ark. And there's a part of the story is that Noah was told to carve a window. It was not a regular window. It was called Sohar, which means like an opening for kind of for wisdom that, or for possibility that is outside of our capacity to perceive it at that moment. We may to it's an opening for an opening. That's what I kind of, that's the element of curiosity. And the other thing that seemed to really empower me at that moment is that sense of contribution. That sense that the voice told me that this story will make a difference one day, that you will tell the story one day. And that gave me a purpose. It gave it at the moment a purpose. So so I was able to move through the discomfort and the unknownness and the range of feelings that they were so rich. I was not even able to address all the feelings that were swirling around me. But yes, so that's those are qualities I've been employing in my life to deal with, in times of darkness and in times of great joy. So that's one aspect of being in the light, or being able to access lightness of being. Now, and since then, I continue to add other practices that help me during time of distress. And some of those practices came from learning from you at the mastery circles. There's the importance of shaking, when we are anxious, sounding, breathing deeply. All those are very important practices that I will address later. And I was about to kind of give you the list of all those practices, and later on I discovered that they're all connected to one particular nerve in our body, the vagus nerve, that is actually in charge of trying to calm the sympathetic nervous system that is all designed to deal with threat. So the thing is, we sometimes have a sense of threat that lasts for a long time, and it's draining our system. And the sympathetic, so the vagus nerve is part of the parasympathetic nervous system that's supposed to calm us down. But most of us nowadays are dealing with a overtaxed vagus nerve. So I feel it's important to acknowledge the vagus nerve, the role of it in balancing between our mind and body. So I have a 5-minute video that I would love to share with you. I think it will be the most effective. It will be the most effective time. Let me see. It took me a moment to do this. So I was wondering if somebody else can share if you can share other practices that help you to deal with stress, with long lasting. Anybody has any something that works for you?
I do a 20 minutes meditation in the morning and in the afternoon, just closing my eyes, sitting in a comfortable chair, and the 20 minutes go by very fast. It's transcending.
Yes, absolutely. So meditation is essential. Any other practices seem to work for you?
Deep breathing. Deep breathing.
Breathing, Amy, and yes, thank you. And Amy, what were you about?
Seeing that my sympathetic nervous system was offline since I was 5, I started fainting. The polyvagal theory is absolutely riveting, and we could do a whole morning on that theory because
Totally.
shaking your system and just kind of really shaking and letting all of that stuck energy out is vital to clearing your nervous system, and we get it so blocked up. So this is really fascinating. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Just a minute. I'm not sure why I'm not. Oops. You know what? I'm going to. Okay, hold on. Some technical difficulties. I may even just. Can you hear this? Oh no, not yet.
Heard
Share.
something.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to. Okay. Just.
I wanted to include going for a walk.
Oh yes, walking.
Moving.
And
Moving.
very good. And another thing that is really good for the vagus nerve is actually cold water, and the cold baths that are very popular these days. Okay.
Taking a jacuzzi.
Yes, but actually cold water is really good. Cold water and singing. I would love to do a day. You can't really sing on Zoom, but I would love to have a weekend to have a day where we each one of us share like a line or two from a song and really like sing together or sing alone is okay.
That would be fun.
Okay. So I'm going to
share your screen.
I'm about to share a screen. I put a video on the chat because from when I do share screen, I usually sit, and for some reason I don't see the. I'm going to do share screen again, and I am, for some reason, I'm not seeing it on my screen.
Mary Grace, does she have to be a host or assistant host or something?
She is
Mary Grace, can you post? Can you click on the video that I put in the chart?
Let me try it.
So sorry. I'm suddenly. Oh my. Oh well, actually, while we do this, I'm so. I wasn't officially. I was. Oh.
We got it.
Got it. Okay.
Is that it?
Hey, can you see and hear it?
Yes. Can you make it larger?
72.
Good. Got it.
I'll start it over.
Start again.
Science has acknowledged a mind-body connect as early as 1872. The Orient has had the knowledge of this important connect for thousands of years and has succeeded in developing some powerful techniques to help modulate the mind through the body and vice versa. The human body is a miracle in action. The human nervous system is made of more than 100 billion nerve cells. The nervous system relays information from the brain to the body and back. One of the most important command central for bidirectional communication between the brain and body is the vagus nerve. A nerve probably 99% of the population never heard of nor have a clue of its location. So what is the vagus nerve? Vega in Latin means to wander. This nerve wanders around the body, impacting major organs. This being the longest cranial nerve, it controls all involuntary body processes such as breathing, speech, swallowing, heartbeat, blood pressure, hearing, taste, circulation, digestion, and gut health. It also controls bladder movement, orgasms, and fertility. A healthy vagus nerve allows us to access the parts of the brain responsible for creativity, higher cognition, and complex decision-making. In the absence of a healthy vagus nerve,
did you ever consider inviting her?
Parts of our brain that control primal instincts like fear and fight or flight response. Hence, a healthy vagus nerve is essential for leadership and decision-making.
Samuel, mute, please.
Yes, John. Impaired by stress, anxiety, poor lifestyle, smoking, drinking alcohol and overworking, lack of exercise, proper nutrition and sleep. When the vagus nerve is not able to perform to the best of its ability, the body and mind become susceptible to a range of diseases like depression, anxiety, obesity, cardiovascular disorders, hypertension, diabetes, digestive disorders, chronic inflammation, kidney malfunction, infertility, and even Parkinson's. Doctors have started stimulating the vagus nerve with electric impulses from a device that increases its activity to help with diseases like depression. However, there are natural ways to stimulate the vagus nerve as well, such as breathing, pranayama, and meditation, exercise, yoga, omega-3 and probiotic-rich diet, singing and chanting, splashing cold water, laughing, hugging, massages. One of the most effective ways of vagus nerve stimulation is through breath. A powerful breathing technique that has positively impacted millions of people around the world is the Sudarshan Kriya Yoga, taught by the Art of Living Foundation. When one undergoes Sudarshan Kriya Yoga, their breathing and heart rate slows down. The vagus nerve then gathers a signal from multiple organs from the body, notes that things must be calm and restful. It then passes on this message to the brain, which 9 times out of 10 will listen and then allow us to relax, rest, and digest. Regular practice of Sudarshan Kriya activates the vagus nerve and has shown to have relieved depression in over 67% of the study's participants, decreased the release of the stress hormone cortisol by 56%, and reduced anxiety in 71% of people. It improves deep sleep and hormones that contribute to well-being. Due to the activation of the vagus nerve, one experiences tremendous benefits after Sudarshan Kriya Yoga, like stress resilience, improved immunity, happiness, creativity, stronger relationships, and ability to handle situations. The vagus nerve remains one of the most well-kept secrets of the human body. Love and empathy, sense of connectedness, intuition, and mental and physical well-being all become integral parts of life when you keep the vagus nerve nurtured and activated.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. Good. So as you can see, the vagus nerve is the maybe one of the.
Don't forget to click the like button, comment,
Sorry, I'm
and
trying.
share.
I'm trying to
Subscribe
get
to
rid of
this
this.
channel for
Sorry.
more.
Yes. Okay, so for the rest of our time together, I would love to go through 8, what I call 8 practices, 8 practices that will lighten us up. Okay, so as we can see how important, so we're going to start with the idea of breath. They gave one practice for breath. There's different ways that we learn to breathe. Some of us, learn to take a deep breath and suspend a breath for, like you breathe for 4, you suspend for 4, and you exhale for double the amount of time. But I would love to share with you just even simpler practice, the practice of breathing through our left nostril. If you breathe through your left nostril, it immediately activates the vagal nerve. So for right now, our practice to honor the power of breath is we're going to take 6 deep breaths of inhaling through our left and exhaling through our mouth. Okay, so let's just do that. 6, let's do 8. Okay, this is our theme for today. Okay, so One more. Thank you. Yes, that's something we can do in the middle of a shopping mall or anywhere we are in the middle of traffic. Beautiful. So that is like one key, and the other key is what I call vibration. Vibration. I notice in my work how important humming is. Hum. So the vagus nerve starts from kind of the base of our brain. It goes through in the area of our ears. It goes through our throat, throughout all our internal organs. So there are different practices. Like one practice is to press into kind of the corners, the crevices in your ear for a while. But today I would like to concentrate on the power of hum to vibrate this vagus nerve. It's very, very useful. So what I learned from Dr. Peter Levine is he's known as the trauma release doctor, who talks a lot about ways of dealing with fear and trauma. So one of his teaching is the inhaling deep into our belly, and when we exhale, we're going to exhale with the sound of woo, 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 and that helps our vagus nerve. Okay, so let's do like 5 of those woos. Okay, so really feel your belly getting filled with air and woo ourselves. Woo. Yeah. Thank you. I found also when we hug each other, like if you hug family member, I'm adding a little bit of that too. Like it's nice to not to overwhelm people, but just kind of do a little bit of a hum around their neck area. It's very calming. It's just lovely. Okay, so that's our kind of second skill, the practice of vibration and humming. Okay, to enliven us. So after that, there is the practice of sound, and I always say sound makes you stronger. I don't know if you noticed that if you have to open a jar, you want, and it's hard. If you add a sound, it's like, I love adding sounds, like special effect. It just helps to move energy forward. So just I want to add that because, add sound to your life, add sounds to some struggle, give it the elevator of sound. And in addition to that, senseless sounds. I found that, we sometimes caught with so much of, the verbal mind, the words, and we often don't really speak about matters that really are tender in partnership or with our family members. This stuff comes up, but we don't always bring things up. And all the stuff that we suppress tends to really burden us. But if we can do a checking in with ourselves, with our partner, with senseless sounds, it really brings to the surface kind of any stuckness, any sticky feelings that really don't have words yet. So I would like to practice, or I would love for all of us to practice. I know you are muted, I was wondering if you want to have a volunteer to do a checking in, like 1 minute of checking in with gibberish and sounds. And what about you, Whitney? Are you up for that? Oh, yeah. You want to give us? Yes. Okay. And you can hear Whitney, or you can do it with her in the privacy of your own home. Just have fun and just. Okay. So yes, let's tell us some of your frustrations from the past few weeks.
Me?
Yes. I'm inviting you.
Well, my car got totaled, and
I know. So give it to us in sounds, not with words. Give us 1 minute of
Senseless sounds.
Go for it.
Keep going.
Yeah. Give us sounds. Give it. No, it doesn't. Let's hear you.
The noise.
Yeah, noise. Give it. Let it vibrate. Yes, all of that. That's good. Yes. Can always ask your brother to support you and more. But so I call it the joy of moaning and groaning. It's to help us to take us away from our overemphasize on words. Okay, we need to groan more. It allows to release. I see Pamela smiling there. Yeah, you like moaning and groaning?
I love sounds and expression that we're connected with our emotions, and then our body's connected. These sounds come out.
Exactly. Especially when there's things we cannot do much about. When I was feeling so helpless when things happen with misinformation, and I was like, so it's so good. It's so good to do this on a daily basis. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, and see you love it too. Okay, so I really invite you to do this more. Do it by yourself. Do it in the car. Yes. Okay, so that was the gift of sound, the sounds that make us stronger, and the senseless sounds that liberate our stuck emotions. Okay, and then beyond sound, there is also the practice of motion. Like in nature, we can see when animals experience fear, they shake, and just like moving through. Yes. So I'm going to give us. I'm inviting us to take 30 seconds. Even though I'm not good with paying attention to time. Okay, let's do a kind of. And I'm inviting us to shake and thrust and just, practice that enlivening our body. Not being nice. Yeah. Okay. Thrust. Move. Throw away everything you don't want to be you. Yes. And thank you. And motion could be even just putting music on and dancing. Make sure to dance every day. Yes, move the body. Surprise yourself with movement, with shaking, with thrusting, especially. Like throw out the window when you drive, like any mucky muck. Okay, now, so that.
Rina?
Yeah?
Just wanted to let you know we have about 10 minutes.
Yes, okay. Beyond motion, we have the practice of emotion. Okay, emotions. And I'm inviting you as a tool to really honor the range of our human emotion. We sometimes have feelings and things that we are embarrassed to acknowledge: anger, jealousy, other things. And sadness, loss. And we need to make space for it. We need to embrace it. And sometimes I give myself permission to experience it by saying my inner child wants, I call it my inner child, is having a temper tantrum, but the part that is really important at this moment, especially as we're dealing with the fact that there is dark elements present in our life, is that we need to take space to mourn loss of dreams, to mourn loss of possibilities, to actually, at the end of a relationship, it's important to mourn what didn't blossom. So give ourselves the gift of mourning. As much as we want to give ourselves the gift of joy and laughter, but a big part of it is I think we'll be more available for joy if we are also giving ourselves time to mourn and mourn our regrets. Okay, it's so that's the gift of mourning, and from there we're going to go into what I call practice number 6, which is repurpose your struggle and strife. Repurpose it. And I got this inspiration from Viktor Frankl in the book in Man's Search of Meaning. Here he is in a cattle car, going to concentration camp, seeing all these terrible things, and he decided to give it purpose. So like I gave purpose to my stuckness on that plane. The purpose of I'm going to tell a story about this one day. And so it helps us to it helps us deal with difficult situations when we say, oh, this whatever is happening right now is teaching me to be humble. When I'm brought to my knees with some situation that I can't, it's hard to deal with, I say, okay, it's my humbling lesson. It helps to package it. It helps to swallow the pill. It's good for me. It's going to make me stronger. So I call it repurposing a struggle. Okay, and then number 7, after repurposing our struggle, the counterpart for that is permission to play. And I can't tell you how important when I discovered that I consciously need to tell myself it's okay to take time. It's okay to have pleasure and touch, especially in this, in some challenging time. Peter Levine also talks about the importance of actually having a pillow and pressing it into your chest. It's another path of calming our nervous system. Okay, touching our body, putting our hands on our chest, on our forehead. So, and we were not taught that it's okay to have a lot of play, but play brings also that sense of open-ended curiosity. So, to consciously say, I'm ready to have more joy, more sensation, more playful engagement. So that's an important tool to shine better. Okay, and the last piece, which is I call the shamash. When you light the menorah on Hanukkah, there's the taller one, the one that we use to light all the others. That light is called the shamash. The one that you act through, the one that is the server of the light. So the number 8 skill is be a contribution, be of service. And that's how we can end up shining even more. When we are actually noticing what we can appreciate with another, acts of loving kindness, like having things in the car that you can just give to somebody who's cold in the streets. Anything from a kind word to donation. which our community is doing so wonderfully. So this is these has been my 8 steps toward shining brighter in life. And I will encourage you to express fully, express with your face, sing more, laugh more. And we're going to end up with appreciation. Okay. So maybe you can write in the chat, what are you appreciating, or what is something that you heard during my little presentation that is inspiring to you. What are what do you appreciate enough to take and apply to your life? So that we're going to finish with appreciation. Okay. Or if somebody wants to speak. Okay. If you feel moved, yes, speak. Yeah, speak, Paul. Yeah, feel free to speak.
I just want to appreciate you. You are just a shining light. Yeah. You're just wonderful. It's just wonderful to listen to you and to see you smile. And thank you so much.
I want to say that too, Rina. You are just such a joy. I feel so much more alive now than when we started. So I really, really appreciate you. And you've inspired me to get back to dancing, which is the thing that really helps me a lot. And I haven't been doing it. So thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Rina, you are a master teacher. I have met you several times. We talked so many times, but indeed, I didn't know how wonderful a teacher you are. And the 8 tools are just treasures to use every day. Thank you, my love. Take care. Thank you so
beautiful. Beautiful.
Rina, the I was right. The I was right. One day you were going to tell your story. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And so masterfully.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good, good. I didn't have a chance to read refreshing. Okay, maybe we read. Try to be sensitive to time. Any last comments? So,
Rina?
Yes, Sam. Yes.
Maybe we should remind everybody that when they hug people, it takes 20 seconds to get the oxytocin going. Very rarely do people take the time to really have the fullness of that pleasure.
Yes. And, just to make sure, hug for 30 seconds.
30, I'm sorry, 30. Yes. You get 10 more.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you so
Anyway,
much, Rina. This
very
is
good.
really
Yay. How about you touch your press here. This is a very good place. Yeah. Very good. Life is good. So go forth, enjoy, and share.